Hey traders, this is Miss Put Options, and my website is www.missputoptions.com, where it can best be accessed through Internet Explorer and now Google Chrome. Today is like a little touchy subject for me because I really hate to talk about Priceline these days. Priceline, the ticker symbol is PCLN. We're looking at a daily view, and I really hate to say anything about Priceline because Priceline has really not been going in a direction a lot of people think it should be going in. However, I'm going to stick my neck out and I'm going to go ahead and tell you where I think that price line might possibly go. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you will know that I'll be the first one to tell you that anybody who tells you that they can predict exactly where the stock is going to go is a liar, is a big fat liar. I'll tell you that all day long. With all these lagging indicators, all you can do is take an educated guess. So I have drawn two circles here, and each of the circles are gaps. And if you know anything about gaps, the stock has a tendency to want to migrate towards these particular gaps and try to fill them. Now, the reason why I'm making this particular prediction is that right now, this particular candlestick, and if we open this up a little bit more, you will see that this is the lower Bollinger Band, and this particular candlestick is pretty much trading outside the lower Bollinger Band. And if you know anything about the Bollinger Bands, you know that the stock has a tendency to like to trade within the Bollinger Band. So this is one reason why I believe the stock will eventually go up. However, let's close it. Before it goes up, I believe it's going to attempt, and if you look here in the right hand corner as I'm toggling over this particular gap, I believe it's going to probably slightly gap down to the roughly about the $1,076 11 cent area, because it's already pretty much there, a couple of points, I shouldn't say a couple, about $20 away from that particular area already. So I believe it's attempting to fill this particular gap. If it does not fill this gap, or no, even if it does fill the gap, I believe from this point we're probably going to have some upward momentum. And another reason why I'm believing that is there are several things going on. Number one, you got Christmas. Number two, you got New Year's, and there's going to be a lot of people traveling, flying, taking cruises. So I believe you just can't keep a stock like Priceline down. It cannot be done. So as long as we don't have any more scares with the Ebola virus or any more bad news, this is my prediction. I believe that it'll eventually head downward for a brief moment, and then I think it will bounce back up in order to go ahead and fill this particular gap here. Now, what I want to do here, I'm going to pause this video for a quick second, and I'm going to throw on my Fibonacci retracement. Okay, so we're back from throwing on the Fibonacci retracement. I went from this high point here, and even though this is the low point, I really actually went to where the gap would fill. So I put my low point a little lower than where this particular candlestick is. And if we really look closely, we can see that there's a possibility that, like I said, the stock can go as low as maybe 1,000. Right after I throw my fib, it says 1,071.28. So our next area of interest, where this candlestick is already at, is at the $1,009.32. And if we open this up even further, let's just take and I apologize about that. Let's just take a look here. If we open this up even further, we can see that it looks like this particular candlestick is already having resistance at the 23.6 area. And then if we ever get over the middle Bollinger Band, and if we ever get some serious volume on Priceline, which I believe will happen, then we're talking the $1,151.87 mark, and then probably even higher than that in order to fill this particular gap. And we might even go higher, who knows? So in order for this gap to fill, It attempted to fill here, and it didn't quite make it. It's going to have to at least go up to the $1,194, and that looks like 98 cent mark in order for that particular gap to fill, as I throw on my Fibonacci retracement. And like I said, we're looking at a daily view. Now, there are also other gaps on the downside, which I really don't want to discuss because I believe, and I say this once again, I believe it's highly unlikely that those lower gaps beyond this particular point will be filled. I'm believing that price line is going to be bullish. And so if you look at we're going to go to my Facebook page here. I have put on some pivot areas, and currently a price line is trading for $1,078.64. And so the pivot, I have the pivot point at $1,089.05, and then I have two areas of possible resistance, and I have two areas of possible support with price line. So we're just gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see how this works out. And like I say, this is my own personal prediction. Please do not ever trade based upon what somebody else says. Learn how to read a chart and make your own judgments. And nobody, and I'll reiterate, nobody can tell you where the stock is going to land. So all you can do is take a educated guess with all the lagging indicators that we have. So again, this is Miss Put Options. Today is 12/15/2014, and we're going to see what's going to happen with Priceline. And another thing I wanted to add that is going to be a beautiful thing, another thing besides Christmas and New Year's Eve that's going to happen, that's going to probably bring up the price of Priceline, is that we have the Fed meeting that's going to be occurring this week as well. And so, if you know anything about the Fed meeting, you know that the Fed meeting will drastically increase as well as decrease all in one day a stock. So be very mindful of when those Fed meetings come out before you even place a trade. So that's very important. So we're just gonna be watching Priceline and see what happens. Again, this is Miss Put Options. My website is www.missputoptions.com, where it can best be accessed through Internet Explorer and not Google Chrome. And I will talk to you guys soon.